right, I'm going to mute everybody. And we will get started. Come to a comfortable seat. And as always, make sure that it is comfortable for yourself. So sit up on something, or you can always even choose to lay down on your back instead if that feels better to you today. Take a moment to find your most comfortable seat. And then rest your hands down on your legs. As you turn your palms down, this is a little added way that you can add some grounding for yourself. So give a little press into your legs. Draw your shoulders up and back. Close your eyes and take a full deep breath in and out of your nose. Beginning to find that connection with your breath. Notice your inhales and exhales. Start to allow them to grow. Consciously taking a longer inhale and a longer exhale. And even more so recognizing that your exhales are naturally longer. So allow that to be. Now for your next couple of breaths, press your exhale out just a little bit further. And allow your inhales to naturally come back into you. Exhale out just a little bit further. Naturally inhale. And then return to a natural full inhale and exhale. Not trying to make your breath any longer, just letting it be the length that it is. Connect palms together at heart center, gently pressing them together, lifting your heart up just a little higher. As you exhale, bow toward your heart. Then softly opening your eyes, releasing your hands down, lift your shoulders up and back and lengthen up through the back of your neck. And then start a little side-to-side movement here with your head and neck, taking ear to shoulder a few times. Then as your head comes over to the right side, take a hold of the side of your head with your right hand if that's comfortable. If it's not, if that's a little bit too much, then you don't have to hold on to your head. But roll your left shoulder down your back a few times. And then create that gratitude position with your left arm. Your elbow is hugged in toward your side, your palm is facing up, and then you're doing little pulses here with your hand and your arm so that your thumb is moving toward the wall behind you. Couple deep breaths as you make this motion, allowing the front of you, the front part of your chest to get a little more expansion, and your shoulder blade to start to work. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Take a hold of the side of your head with your left hand. Roll your right shoulder down your back a few times. And then gratitude with your right arm, elbow hugging in, palm is up, and then create those little pulses. And then gently release both hands down, give some rolls to your shoulders. rolling back, and then rolling forward. And then shoulders up and back, palms up on both hands, elbows hug in, and then find that rotation so that your thumbs are moving back. Take a couple deep breaths here. As you take your breaths, fill out that space in between your shoulder blades. Then tuck your chin down, taking your gaze toward the ground, and shift your head no gently toward the ground. And then lift up with your gaze and shake your head straight ahead. And back into center. Now switch the cross of your legs, come into the less comfortable cross for yourself. Shift your sitting bones. And now take hands behind you. You're going to walk your fingertips on the floor back as far as is comfortable for your body. So it could be just a little ways or a little further. Press down with your fingertips and start to lift up and open through your chest. As you lift up and open through your chest, keep the back of your neck long as opposed to dropping your head back. Lengthen the back of your neck, finding a little support to hold your head up. Take a couple big deep breaths. Shoulder blades engage. Push with your fingertips. Full deep inhale. Long full exhale in and out of your nose. Then gently bring yourself back up to center and work your fingertips forward on the ground, coming to the opposite direction here where we just were. Press your fingertips down and round your spine back into your cat-like pose. Your chin draws in toward your chest. And then add a little side-to-side sway with your shoulders. Then back into center here with your hands still in front of you. Move through a couple rounds of cat and cow now. As you inhale, tilt your pelvis so your belly drops downward. Exhale, round your spine back. As you take these a couple more times, just notice for yourself throughout your spine, throughout your back body, anything showing up for you in your body. Then inhale, draw your heart forward, walk your hands over to the left side. And from this place, allow your belly to tilt a little bit downward so you have that anterior tilt of your pelvis. So your sitting bones are trying to tilt up. Take a big deep breath, extend your heart further in that diagonal. And then if it feels good to you, you can always work down toward your elbows here or bring your elbows down to a block or a stack of books here. Find that sideways fold that feels the best to your body. Take a big deep breath. Then inhale, gently rise back up to center. Tall through your spine here for a moment. With your hands resting against your legs, press down, lift your chest up high, draw your shoulders up and back. And then take your head side to side, ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Then walk your fingertips forward. And this time we're taking a forward fold straight ahead. We'll come to the second side of that sideways fold in just a moment. But in your forward fold here, again, you can always have your elbows up on something if you want, okay? And then add a little bit of movement here through your pelvis. A little movement through your sides, lengthening your spine, just finding a little more space. And then rise up to your hands, walk your hands over to the right side, out in front of your right knee. And then take a moment here to find that tilt of your pelvis. belly drawing downward. Take a full big inhale, extend your heart. Exhale, work out as low as your body is ready for into your sideways fold here. So again, that can always be bringing your elbows down onto something or your hands onto something. Deep breath. Then inhale, rising all the way back up to center. Now shift forward and come to hands and knees. And on your hands and knees here, setting yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Pause and press, palms into the ground. Rotate elbow pits forward, so you're bringing that external arm bone rotation, and push, expand your upper back. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose, and take a few moments to move here. Bending one knee at a time, and as you bend one knee at a time, allow for that movement through your hips. A little movement through your low back. Then as you come back into center, rise to tiptoes, lift your sitting bones up high. From your lats, push out through your hands. And now walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. And if you feel pretty tight through hips, hamstrings, or low back, feel free to take your feet a little wider than hips for this first forward fold. A little bend to your knees. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Hands up above your knees. Extend your heart forward. You're tilting sitting bones up. Exhale and fold over your legs. And with that fold, nod your head. Shake your head. Take ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Then inhale and lengthen part way one more time. And exhale, fold over your legs. Let your fingertips, you're stepping right foot back into your lunge, taking a moment here to center with your hips and extend your heart forward. Take a deep breath. Inhale, step forward, and exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge. Again, center with your hips, grow long through your spine. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, right foot steps back into your lunge. Now turn and plant your back foot so your foot's parallel to the back of your mat. Then inhale, rise up to your warrior two, facing the right side. Front knee is opening up toward your pinky toe edge. Lift your sides, lift your heart up high, reach your arms. Take your gaze over your front fingers for another full deep breath. Exhaling, hands come down to the front of your mat. Tuck your back toes and step forward. Next exhale, left foot steps back. Turn and plant your back foot so that your foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Inhale, rise all the way up to your warrior two, facing the left side. And as you settle in, again, find your front knee opening up towards your pinky toe edge. Lift your sides, but then allow your hips to settle as low as you're ready for. Take a full big breath. Exhaling, both hands come down to the front of your mat. Tuck your back toes and step forward. Finding your forward fold, take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Hands to hips. Press your hips back. Start to lift up and open through your chest and rise all the way up to stand. And now find feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then root them down. Now inhale, stretch up overhead. Take a hold of your right wrist and take a side stretch over toward the left. Little bend to your knees. You're rooting through both feet evenly. Send your inner thighs back. Then engage your low belly and your low glutes. Try to hug in with both of those. Maybe stretch just a tiny bit more over to the left. Inhale back up to center. switching wrists, and exhale over to the other side. Take a couple big breaths. Find that bend to your knees so you're not locking your knee joints. Move your inner thighs back. Low glutes, low belly engage. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, release your hands and fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen partway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step all the way back, downward facing dog pose. Take a full breath in your down dog. And again, pedal out with your knees, bending one knee at a time. And in particular, as you bend your right knee, sending your left sitting bone up. As you bend your left knee, send your right sitting bone up. Then back into center here, rotate elbow pits forward and push from your lats out through your hands. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Feel free to use knees on the ground here. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Extend your chest and exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Set your feet up, pressing shoelace parts of your feet into the ground, your knees into the ground, and then engage your low belly, pull it in. Push your hands down, and as you exhale, draw your low ribs in. Inhale, lift your shoulders up and back, starting to rise up as high as your body is ready for it to your cobra. That could be high, that could be low, but stay broad through your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog pose, deep, full breath. And then walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale and lengthen partway. Exhale and fold over your legs. Hands to hips. Press hips back. Start to lift up and open through your chest. And rise all the way up to stand. And now find your balance onto your left foot. And turn your right toes sideways so your knee is opening up to the side. From that place, pause and notice your left glute, your left knee. Give a little bend to your knee. Squeeze your glute. Push into the floor. Pick your right foot up onto the side of your leg, wherever you need it to be. You can bring it up high, up above your knee, or you can bring it down low, below your knee, or keep a kickstand, your choice. And where that is for you. And now inhale, stretch your arms overhead if that's in your practice. You can always come to gratitude or hands at your hips here. Or as you reach, take a hold of your left wrist and do a little side stretch over to the right side. As you take that side stretch, again, that could be gratitude. You can still take that side stretch. Take a full, big, deep breath. Good. Push into the floor with your standing foot and rise back up. Now, if you're holding your wrist, you're going to switch. Take a hold of your right wrist and stretch over to the left side. Challenging that balance action just a little bit. Maybe that's with gratitude arms here. Good. Inhale back up to center. Hands to your heart. Foot back to the ground. And then shake it out. Find your balance onto your right foot. Turn your left toes sideways. Knee aimed to the left. Think of your glute wrapping down and under to help that action happen. And then bend your standing knee, squeeze your standing glute, and then pick your foot up to wherever it needs to be on your leg. Or it can stay kickstand, your choice. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead if that's in your practice. Or again, you can be at gratitude or hands at your hips. Wherever that is, if you're reaching your arms, take a hold of your left wrist and stretch over to the right side. Take a full big breath. Good. Push into the floor to rise back up to center. Switch wrists if you're holding on. And exhale over to the left. Big deep breath. Good. Inhale back up to center. And exhale, foot back down, arms back down. Turn your palms open to the front. Draw your shoulders up and back. Let your eyes close and take a deep breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, soft knees to fold over your legs. Inhale to lengthen partway. Exhale and fold. Plant your fingertips, right foot steps back into your lunge. Turn and plant your back heel. Inhale, rise to warrior two. Take a moment in your warrior two to settle into your front knee and open it up. Reach both arms overhead. Now take a hold of your left wrist and stretch back, reversing your warrior. As you do so, take a big breath into your left ribs. Settle deeper into your front knee and open it up. Inhale to warrior two and exhale, plant both hands. Step back into a plank pose. Again, you can always have knees on the ground. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Extend your heart. Exhale, lower all the way down. Press into the floor with your legs, with your hands. Engage your low belly and low ribs. Inhale, curl up and open as high as your body is ready for. Broad through shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Big breath. Then walking your feet forward, inhale and lengthen part way. And exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your fingertips, step your left foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your left heel. Rise up to your warrior two. And as you come up to your warrior two, again, settle in and open up your front knee. And then turn your palms up and reach up. Take a hold of your right wrist and stretch back. As you stretch back, notice the tendency for your knee to turn in and unbend. So bend it a little more and open it a little bit more. Take a big breath. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hands come all the way to the ground. Tuck your back toes and settle back onto knees, hips to heels. Take a child's pose. Little shifting through your hips here. Walk your fingertips more forward. 2 more deep breaths. Then gently push yourself up to your seat and come all the way down to sitting bones. And then find your blanket and find a long fold and roll it up. And now soles of feet come together here into your butterfly. Bring your blanket over the tops of your feet and wrap the edges underneath your legs, giving your ankles a little support. Sometimes this feels good on your hip flexors as well. Shift your sitting bones and then take a hold where you need to. So you can hold on to your blanket, you can hold on to your knees or shins, and hold on to the floor behind you to find a long spine. Lift up tall. Let your eyes close. Take a couple deep, full breaths. And now if it's in your practice, you can walk your fingertips a little further forward and start to work into more of a forward fold. If that's not in your practice, meaning if your low back is rounding back, then stay upright. Find where that is for you today. Again, if you want, your eyes can be closed. A couple deep breaths. And then softly open your eyes if they're closed. You're going to set your blanket at the head of your mat, ready for your neck to rest over it. And then grab your bolster or your pillow, whichever you're using, and set it underneath your legs. And then as you rest back with your head over your roll of blanket, open your arms up to a T or just by your sides and start to move your head and your neck. So shake your head no toward the ceiling. Nod your head. Nod your head to the right. And nod your head to the left. Then back into center, walk your feet in, and now lift your hips up and pull your blanket or pillow, or rather your pillow or bolster underneath your hips. So we're coming to that more modified version of bridge pose here. And from this place, if it feels good to you, you can extend your legs out long. You can always reach your arms overhead or keep them by your sides here. Take a few deep breaths and remember that you can always come back to knees bent. You can always shift to a more comfortable place for yourself if this is not comfortable for you. Take a few big breaths and tune into what your body needs. And then gently walk your feet back in if your legs are extended. Slip your bolster or pillow back underneath your legs again and let your legs rest. Hands come to rest at your belly, or one at your belly, one at your heart, your choice. And take some deep breaths, tuning into a full inhale, expanding you, a full exhale, releasing you. You can stay right here, or you can shift to whatever version of Shavasana feels best to your body. Begin to take a deeper breath. Gently add movement into fingers and into toes. As you're ready to, bend your knees and roll over to your side. And slowly push yourself back up to your seat. Connecting palms together at heart center. With your eyes closed, take a full couple of breaths, just giving yourself another moment of time to tune in. Have a very peaceful, very beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Lisa.